We have some breaking news, holy smokes, from Senator Elizabeth Warren falling down on the Senate floor to Caroline Levitt giving the pharmaceutical industry hell in a breakthrough announcement live in the White House press briefing room and more. But I do want us to start here because I think this is just so important. Our press secretary just shared that President Trump gave Big Pharma an ultimatum we have never seen before. This is so huge. Check this out. Also, if you like having conversations like this, if it matter, please make sure to like, subscribe. Now, let's jump right in.
From the President of the United States. On May 12th, 2025, I signed an executive order delivering most favored nation prescription drug pricing to American patients to stop global freeloading and guarantee that Americans pay the same prices enjoyed by other developed nations. Right now, brand name drugs in the United States are up to 3 times higher on average than anywhere else for the identical medicines. This unacceptable burden on hardworking American families ends with my administration. Most proposals the Trump administration has received to resolve this critical issue promised more of the same, shifting blame and requesting policy changes that would result in billions of dollars in handouts to industry. Moving forward, the only thing I will accept from drug manufacturers is a commitment that provides American families immediate relief from the vastly inflated drug prices and an end to the free ride of American innovation by European and other developed nations. Accordingly, I'm calling on Eli Lilly and Company and every manufacturer doing business in our great country to take the following actions within the next 60 days. Extend the most favored nation pricing to Medicaid, guarantee most favored nation pricing for newly launched drugs, return increased revenues abroad to American patients and taxpayers, provide for direct purchasing at most favored nation pricing. The President's team, including Secretary Kennedy and Administrator Oz, stand ready to implement these terms. The President expects to further engage with them immediately in good faith to deliver relief for American families. Make no mistake, a collaborative effort towards achieving global pricing parity would be the most effective path for companies, the government, and American patients. But if you refuse to step up, we will deploy every tool in our arsenal to protect American families from continued abusive drug pricing practices. Americans are demanding lower drug prices, and they need them today. Other nations have been freeloading on U.S. innovation for far too long, and it is time they pay their fair share. I look forward to your binding commitments to each of these goals by September 29th, 2025, and my team stands ready to assist with implementation questions. Thank you for your immediate attention to this vital national priority. Signed, President Donald J. Trump. Again, to the CEO of Eli Lilly, this letter in its form has been designed for each of the 17 major drug and pharmaceutical companies in the United States, and we're happy.
So good. President Trump demanding that pharmaceutical companies' drug prices in America start matching the lowest cost anywhere else in the world isn't something that I had on my bingo card for 2025, but it does make me smile. My goodness, President Trump is a man of the people. And President Trump saying that he's going to stick Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on them if they don't, abide by this is just hilarious. I love it. And speaking of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Secretary of HHS, check out this clip that came out yesterday of them at the White House, and RFK Jr. is just showing so much love and just praise to President Trump for his vision and leadership. I thought this was great. Check it out.
President Trump, you've asked us to think big. You've inspired us to dream big, and you've enabled us to accomplish things that no other president has been able to do. So I want to thank you for your leadership, for allowing this to happen. And with your leadership, we're going to make America healthy again.
So good. And speaking of making America healthy again, here's a little health news. All right, more so like a PSA. All right, as reported by NBC News, this is crazy. The canned cocktail maker High Noon is warning customers that some of its vodka seltzers were accidentally labeled as Celsius energy drinks. My goodness. This is for all my Celsius lovers out there, and I'm sure there's quite a few of them. But also check this out. Now for the main event. Not really, but it is unbelievable that this even happened. Elizabeth Warren just fell on the Senate floor. My goodness. Look at her.
Senators voting in the affirmative. Baldwin, Blunt Rochester,
Yep.
Durbin.
She was just leaning over onto one of these tables when she just fell. All right. There you have it. Wow. Now, I do hope that Senator Warren is safe and okay, but I do think there's also a larger conversation to have here about the age-old issue that is now the issue of the Democratic Party. All right. Look at this by Yahoo News, The Telegraph. They revealed that Democrats' age problem goes far beyond President Biden. And this was actually shared very recently, earlier this month on July 11th. And look at what this says. Of 41 sitting Congress members who have died of natural causes since 2000, 2/3 of them were Democrats. Now, this is really ironic to me because Democrats, I think growing up, they're like, oh man, this is the party of the young people. This is the party for the young people because they love the new ideas. And now it's like, do they love new ideas or do they just love holding on to power and not letting it go? All right. Even whenever we saw Kamala Harris run, for president recently, she was like, "Oh, this is a time for a new generation of leadership." Is it? I'm not so sure. All right. And now, like, I want to be clear, Elizabeth Warren, she's 76, and I don't really think that's old, but I did think that was worth sharing. Now, another thing that I thought was worth sharing, check out this announcement from the White House. I'm just going to read this, check it out, but it is expanding, which is wild. Okay, it says for 150 years, presidents, administrations, and White House staff have longed for a large event space on the White House complex that can hold substantially more guests than currently allowed. President Donald Trump has expressed his commitment to solving this problem on behalf of the future administrations and the American people. The White House is one of the most beloved and historic buildings in the world, yet the White House is currently unable to host major functions honoring world leaders and other countries without having to install a large and unsightly tent approximately 100 yards away from the main building entrance. The White House State Ballroom will be much needed, an exquisite addition of approximately 90,000 total square feet of innately designed and carefully crafted space with a seated capacity of 650 people. My goodness. Now, funny enough, people are already blaming President Trump for building a ballroom that'll be $200 million while also making some cuts to the federal government recently. But check this out. They got community noted so quickly. I will read this, though. Backpost wrote, the Trump administration has announced they'll be building a $200 million ballroom at the White House. And this comes weeks after passing a law that will kick 17 million Americans off of their health care. But look at this. The White House page, Rapid Response 47, they wrote back. They hit back, may I say. Fully funded by President Trump and other private donors, not taxpayers. Look at that. My goodness. So there you have it. From Elizabeth Warren falling on the Senate floor to Caroline Leavitt giving big pharma hell with President Trump's ultimatum to Secretary Kennedy essentially just showing so much gratitude towards President Trump, which I did love. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And if you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing because it really does go a long, long way. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.